Okay, today I'm interviewing Amanda, and we're going to start asking questions about her background and her education and all that kind of stuff. Okay, hello Amanda.
Hi, Jessica.
Okay, so first of all, where did you go to school?
I went to school at the University of Northern Iowa.
Okay, perfect. And what kind of education or background do you have?
I started my degree as a history education major, and I thought I wanted to teach high school, and after about a year of field experience with high schoolers, I switched my major to elementary education with a minor in special education.
Perfect. Okay, so what made you like Montessori?
I've always liked Montessori. It was actually my first introduction to education. I had an assistant job as a 17-year-old, and I fell in love with the method.
Perfect. So at this school, you guys follow along with a lot of what Maria Montessori's...
We are an AMI school, which means that we are licensed by the Association Montessori International, which is still ran by the Montessori family. It's the most rigorous training offered for Montessori guides, and so we have started to implement more technology, which isn't originally Montessori, but her writings were, years and years ago, so obviously technology wouldn't, so you will see some technology here that you might not find elsewhere.
That's pretty cool. So to be a teacher at this school, what qualifications do you need?
You have to have a college degree, and it can be in anything, and then you get your training in Montessori, which is about a 2-year program, a year's worth of education, and a year as an intern, but it's such a rigorous program that a lot of master's program will consider Montessori training half of a master's degree completed.
Okay, and you guys provide that training, or do they go off-site for that?
We do provide the training. A lot of times people choose to go to other places like Portland or Denver. The school pays for them to be trained, but you have to work here for 2 years, and then you sign a commitment to work for, I think, 5 years after they paid for your training.
Okay. That's pretty cool. So, what is your job title at this school?
My job title is Interim Director of Before and After Care, Summer Programs, and After School Activities.
Wow, nice. Okay. And so the children's ages in your program are?
Age 3 through 8th grade.
It's a big age range. Okay. And do you guys have any special needs children here at this time?
We do not.
Okay. So if you had any, do you have accommodations to meet the needs of special needs kids?
We do if it's, I should rephrase that. We do have children somewhere on the autism spectrum, and the Montessori classroom works well with those children, but as they get older and have special needs, we don't have a program per se for just those children, but we are able to, accommodate them at a young age.
So if you had a child like in a wheelchair or something, would they be able to attend here?
I think we could. Our campus is vast. It's 13 acres, and it's mostly outdoors, but I would think that accommodations could be made.
Okay. Is there like a bilingual program, or if you have kids that are mostly Spanish speakers, do you have teachers that speak Spanish?
We do have several classrooms that are considered bilingual. In order for it to be considered bilingual in the Montessori, through AMI, the person has to speak proper Spanish. So most of our bilingual classrooms have a guide from probably South America. And the children are taught Spanish from age 3 all the way through 8th grade.
Oh, wow.
As part of the regular curriculum.
Oh, that's cool. So
we also offer Mandarin.
Whoa. So when they leave here, they're kind of bilingual anyway.
Correct.
Okay. So, what do you think is the most important thing that you do every day as a director?
I think the most important thing that I do as a director is make sure that my staff is following the rules that keep the children safe and the environment functioning well.
So safety is the number one priority here.
Safety is the most important thing.
Perfect. And I know one thing that you probably have to deal with a lot as on the director level is parents.
Yes.
So what can be the most difficult part of dealing with parents?
I think particularly with my school, just the neighborhood that we live in, it's very demanding, and parents want things just so. And so for me, I have a hard time coming from where I come from the things that upset them, I think, sometimes can be silly. And so for me to empathize with them, I really have to put a lot into that.
Definitely. And what does a typical day look like for you?
My day starts at 7 a.m. and I come in and we offer before care, so those children are here in my building from 7 to 8. During that hour, I actually assist 2 other staff members with that classroom. We then take those children to their classrooms, and from 8 to 12, I do all of my administrative tasks, so that could be answering calls, questions, emails. I'm currently working on putting together the summer program. I've been doing a lot of interviews for hiring for the summer program. I interview new families who are coming into this program. And then when the children arrive, I have 6 staff members that I also manage, and so usually meet with them, talk to them about the expectations, just keep them updated on any information that they might need. And then I spend the rest of my day, again, with my administrative functions.
Okay.
And
busy.
I leave at 4.
Oh, busy day.
Very.
So you guys have regular staff meetings for the teachers and staff and stuff?
We have a staff meeting every Monday at 11. And sometimes I find the need to have another one somewhere in the week.
So if you have a staff meeting at 11, then are all staff required to come? Who watches the kids?
That's just a staff member for this building.
Okay.
So that takes place at 11, but the school does have a staff meeting once a month at 3:30.
Oh, okay.
So in addition to my responsibilities here, I do have a full school staff meeting.
Perfect. So, moving on to your daily life, basically, what do you think is the hardest part of your job every day?
I think the hardest part of my day is just how large the program is.
Yeah.
It's just, and they allow drop-ins, so you never really can plan for that.
Oh, yeah.
That's difficult.
That's true. And what are you the most passionate about your job?
I'm most passionate about just kind of the nurturing of the children. Mm-hmm. It's really important to me, the language that the staff use with the children. It's important to me that even if they don't have Montessori training, because that's not a requirement for a before and after care program, that they understand the Montessori pedagogy.
Yeah.
And I think that's just really like just the nurturing of the child.
Okay. So on the topic of the staff, where does your curriculum come from?
The teachers are allowed to create their own curriculum, and again, we want it to be Montessori based.
Okay.
We don't use the Montessori work in the before and after care program,
mm-hmm.
but we do have, you'll see the room is laid out kind of like a Montessori classroom where there's work on the shelf that they choose,
mm-hmm.
and we try to allow them to have more independence than you would typically see.
Okay. That's pretty cool. So how many children do you actually have in your program?
There are currently 136 children registered in this program.
Wow. Okay. And let's see. What are some of the standards and policies that you guys have to follow in your program?
We have to follow the standards set forth by the Texas Department of Family and Safety.
Okay.
So I've been trained basically by them to the standards. There's a huge notebook, and it covers anything from what your playground has to have, to the food you have to serve, to the requirements at nap time, how much space you can have, how much space you must have. It's really a thorough process.
Interesting. Okay, and then, so in your field, how do you feel like you contribute the most?
I think I contribute the most just by being positive and inspiration. It's not always easy when, we have so many children coming and going, and so I just try to keep up the morale of the staff, and I work really hard. I think this is my first year to do this, and just because the supervisors have entrusted this to me, I really work hard to show them that they've made the right decision.
Definitely. And I think working with kids and doing a job like this, you have to be really intuitive, because you have to be able to see everything that's going on, you have to be able to hear everything, all at the same time. So how do you kind of use your senses on the job, How do you do all the different things you have to do at one time?
I'm very fortunate in that I'm kind of naturally gifted to work with children, and I learned that when I was really young, and so One thing for me in my office is you can always gauge what's going on by the, sudden change of noise or like an increase in sound. Obviously, the obvious, like crying kids.
Right.
Or even an adult's voice getting louder, glass breaking.
Right.
So obviously, like, what you hear plays a role. And it's amazing to me that they think I can't hear.
True.
I hear everything that goes on in the program. Of course, then what I see. And it's amazing, too, what I can see from here that sometimes the adults in the classroom don't see. And then you just, you feel things, when you deal with the children day to day and you talk to the children, you just kind of know.
Yeah.
You just feel it.
Perfect. Okay, well, I think that basically answers all of my questions. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.